Emotions are powerful teachers, but dangerous leaders. They rush in without warning, overwhelm without asking, and persuade without proof. Anger insists you must speak now, even if the words cut too deep. Fear convinces you to retreat, even when the path is safe. Desire pushes you forward recklessly, whispering that the cost doesn't matter. And grief tells you the pain will never end, so why bother trying? In those moments, emotion feels like truth. It feels absolute, unquestionable, urgent. That's why people often act before thinking, because emotion tells them delay is betrayal. And yet, how many times have you looked back with regret? How many decisions made in the heat of passion unraveled once the feeling cooled? That's where logic must step in. Logic isn't louder than emotion. It doesn't shout, doesn't demand, but it is steadier. It asks the questions feelings ignore. What is real here? What will this cost? What will remain when the feeling fades? Logic slows the impulse, checks the facts, and protects you from decisions that only make sense in the storm. Think of the arguments you've had. In anger, it feels good to win, to land the sharpest words. But what about the silence afterward? What about the relationship left bruised, the distance created, the trust weakened? Emotion gave you a momentary victory. Logic would have reminded you of the long-term cost. Or consider desire, the sudden spark, the rush of adrenaline, the thrill of possibility. In that moment, emotion insists, this is everything. But logic looks beyond the rush. It sees the consequences you'll live with long after the high is gone. Even fear, sometimes useful, but often exaggerated. It tells you danger is everywhere, that you must shrink, hide, protect yourself from life. Logic, placed above fear, asks, is this real? Or is this just memory? Just imagination? Without that balance, fear builds cages that never needed to exist. This doesn't mean emotions are worthless. They are signals. They tell you where something matters, where you've been wounded, where joy or longing lives. But signals are not instructions. An alarm bell is valuable. It alerts you. But you wouldn't let the alarm decide your next step. You use judgment to respond. That's what logic does with emotion. The truth is, both are necessary. Without emotion, life is cold, mechanical. Without logic, life is reckless, chaotic. But one must lead, and it has to be logic, because logic asks what endures, while emotion only asks what feels urgent. It's tempting to romanticize emotion. We admire passion, sensitivity, spontaneity, and those things are beautiful when guided by reason. But when left unchecked, they burn out, collapse, or destroy what matters most. So, if you find yourself in the heat of it, heart pounding, breath quickening, words rushing to your tongue, pause. Ask yourself, what will still be true tomorrow? What will I wish I had done once this feeling is gone? That pause is strength. That pause is wisdom. Because when the emotion passes, and it always passes, you'll be left with the reality your decision created. Logic ensures that reality is one you can live with, not one you'll wish to undo. Logic must always be placed above emotions, not to silence the heart, but to protect it from its own storms.